Dracos. Hi, everyone. It's a pleasure to be back. Pleasure. Pam is off right now, so I'm here to provide some updates about the different projects that we are running. And I just have a call with the factory with Panda, so I have big news on some projects. And well, let's get started. First, for those of you who missed Numenera, the 3D printable the files that we launch a crowdfunding campaign on My Mini Factory, we will have another Kickstarter. This time it will be on Kickstarter, a crowdfunding with new models. We will have the same as the last time, but also new ones, including the Amber monolith. And we have extended the license with Montecook to cover any ciphers, artifacts, or even terrain. So if you have any ideas about any that you would like to see as a 3D printable model, feel free to head into our Discord server and let us know. And we plan to create more. This time it will be the same as last time also, with stretch goals that will be based on your feedback or ideas or suggestions, so we can create a lot more about the ninth era of Numenera. And moving on, I have great news with Eldritch Century. We had a 3D printable campaign in the past, but before that one, we had the RPG campaign for the books. And as you might recall, we had a lot of content in there with the writing. So originally, we planned to deliver a 300-page core book with the stretch goals. It became a 400-page book. And we had so much content that we asked you whether you would be willing to wait a little bit longer, and you would get 2 books in a slipcase with a total of 600 pages. Or if you prefer the original promise, sticking to our timeline and having a bridge book with maybe a PDF with the complete content. So it was, I think, unanimous. All the comments were that you prefer to wait a little bit longer to get 2 books. And even though we have already fulfilled a long while ago the PDF versions of them, we finally finished manufacture and shipping, freight shipping. Some of them have already arrived to Europe and to Australia and to the United Kingdom, to different parts of the world. But the ones for the United States and Canada and Mexico in North America, they just arrived to Gamerati last week, and they have started fulfillment. So in the next few days, if you are a US backer, you should be receiving your Eldritch Century copies. In Canada, it might take 2 weeks more, we expect. And in Mexico, a similar amount of time. But in the United States, which is a majority of our backers, you will finally receive the books. And with that, we will have the retail release of the book in friendly local game stores of the United States. If you are a retailer, you can look for these books with Alliance, the Eldritch Century books. There's a lot of supporting content in a digital format, like a graphic novel, adventures, a starter set. All of this is available in Drive-Thru RPG or in My Mini Factory, the 3D printable models. And well, October 2nd is the date of the retail release, this Saturday. And as a fun fact, October 2nd is the day where the miasma appeared in the world. So it was a great coincidence that we could make this happen. It is Miasma Day. 3 years ago, some of our Eldritch enthusiasts might recall that we have Miasma Day on October 2nd, where we started to reveal art and more about what we were developing. So that's for Eldritch Century, and you should expect to receive it in 8 to 10 days if you are in the USA. In Canada and Mexico, a little bit longer, some weeks. But we are in the final road for finishing and fulfilling all of that project. Other project that we're very close to fulfilling, it's such a great weekly update when I bring you news like this. Dragons of the Red Moon, which is on their final wave, the 5th wave They already are in with Gamerati, so those will start fulfillment worldwide. That the fulfillment for that project is different than the others. Instead of sending to different hubs around the world, we produce those in Mexico in our resin cast workshop, and from there we send to Gamerati in the United States, and they are our logistics partners for all the regions in the world. They work with other fulfillment partners, so you still have European-friendly shipping. And well, the wait is coming to an end for all of you who joined Dragons of the Red Moon, and you join as a pre-order, as a late backer, or in the final wave, the 5th shipping wave. This also applies to the all-in backers, with the limited edition big boxes and all of the content in that campaign. So that's 2 projects that are fulfilling and finishing hopefully this month in October. And from there, let's move into a different one, Lords of Vala, which is the most recent project. And right now in the screen, you should be seeing some of the new content that has been developed, like the Donatella miniature with the tripod. It's such an impressive sculpt. The sculptor Roberto Chadon took longer than usual, but it was well worth it. It has some revisions on the art, and well, Donatella is one of my favorite Alarian characters in terms of gameplay for Lords of Vala. It is all manipulation. And Varian, we have the final pose, so you will have an impressive miniature in there as well. Lords of Vala, we are working with Riverhorse to fine-tuning the base game, like some changes. I'm about to make an announcement in the Kickstarter in the next update, but since you're joining us today, you will get the news first. Yeah, you will get more upgrade cards than we originally planned. So you will have upgrade cards for all the regions, Alaria, Tiberia, Nawa, Kisbal, and with that, instead of 20 upgrade cards as we promised, you will get 36, 3 per region. And we're working on the expansions. Well, speaking about Dragonbond, and before moving to the other projects, Tribes, our monthly release for 3D printables and RPG, is about to start its 2nd month. So this is very similar to Patreon or to Kickstarter, but on a monthly basis. Right now we have early bird tiers still available, where you can join for $4 per month. You get around 5 or 6 models, 1 huge miniature, 1 named character, and 1 squad of some models with alternate poses. You get RPG content with the stat blocks for those, and every 3 months you get a new adventure, which marks the content for the rest of the season. So right now we are about to enter into the 2nd month with the 5 Hydra, the 3D printable model, and the Fell Knight. You can still join with early birds, but most of all, you can join to play the RPG of Dragonbond and shape this together with us. Let us know what you like, what you think about the balance mechanics, and yeah, basically you get beta access to the RPG because we want to involve you in the development of this. So we are doing this with Tribes, which is a monthly subscription model on my mini factory. Moving on to the news that I have more fresh, because I just had a call with the factory, with Panda. It's about Dodos Riding Dinos and Great Worms of Draca. So we are consolidating the shipment for Dodos Riding Dinos with the books of Great Worms of Draca. The miniatures for Great Worms of Draca are not done yet, and they seem to be finished until January. That's not great news, but the books are finished. So we are merging that with Dodos Riding Dinos to ship them to the fulfillment hubs, and we can start doing split shipping in case you would like to receive the book first. So with Dodos Riding Dinos, we we have finally the estimate with all the container shortage in China. It has been crazy, and the quotes, we have heard some horrible stories, but we have an estimate that it's within our possibilities without charging you more. So even though we already were exploring direct shipping from China into other regions of the world, we were still waiting for these final estimates so we could make a decision. And it seems likely that we will start the freight shipping from those riding dinos in October. From there, it will take 45 days to arrive to the fulfillment centers. And then the United States, the United Kingdom, which has its own fulfillment center, Europe with Happy Shops, Australia with Either Works, and well, Canada is working with Gamerati in the United States. All of them will receive the product in the fulfillment center in mid-November. And then from mid-November, starting fulfillment. So you will hopefully get your games before Christmas in early December or mid-December. And with that, also retailers might be able to get their product, at least from Dodos Riding Dinos or the books, before Christmas or the holidays, New Year's. That's great news. That's something we just have heard today. And yeah, we will be posting updates in this matter in Dodos Riding Dinos and Great Grooms of Draca to keep you updated, and you can read the details. And finally, with Kiwi Chowdown, I have it here with me. I have been playing this every few days, every other day with Pam at night, to check on the final wording and the details. We remade the art for the island board because you wanted it to be more immersive. So now you can see mountains in there, or even forests, rivers. Let me show you. This one has a river. The desert, well, the sand. I also played with all the new content, like, for example, the player boards are all the same in the base game. You can see that the icons in there are the same in these ones. But the player boards, the first stretch goal was asymmetric player boards. And this is the first time I play with this because the Testable Games was developing this. The icons are different in the player tokens track, but also each one of them have different benefits. And for example, the teal or green player board focuses more on feeding and getting tokens. So, for example, the feeding costs less. From growing a kiwi from size 1 to 2, it just costs 1 fruit and then 2 fruits to the next size, which is different to the usual 2 and 3. So this offers more options and replayability. We have also been playing with the new leaders, even the promo ones, the ones you unlocked as well, the Mecha Chicken, Ugh and Yuka. I had the miniature in here somewhere. I have some miniatures right now, like Musgo. This is Pam's favorite, and she beat me all the time playing Kiwi Chowdown. Oops, sorry, I'm just looking for the. I forgot where I took the miniature. So on Kiwi Chowdown, we have finished it. We have finished development, sorry, and we are starting translations. We are reviewing just some final notes that member in Discord let us know, or in Board Game Geek, sorry, about the Kiwi tokens being confusing, whether it refers to the stack of Kiwis or to the single piece, the Kiwi token. We are just visiting that last time, and that's it. We are about to start pre-press. We are getting samples, start to get samples, and with that, now that we spoke about Dodos Riding Dinos, Kiwi Chowdown, from there, we will finally take the time to update the rules on War for Chicken Island with the revised rules, where you draw 2 scroll cards at the end of your turn instead of 1 to make it faster. And Detestable Games also developed another game, which was Regroup. This is a very fun game. So we thought that it would be a fun and very thematically fitting to have the chicken army in there, because in the game you start recruiting melee warriors, like offensive or defensive, or magic troops. Again, offensive, the ones with wands, or defensive, the ones with barriers. And whenever you start to make groups of these, like for example, in here, you have 2 melee power and you deal that damage to all the players. And then you start making groups, and your greed of chickens start to grow. And with that, this is the game that Detestable Games created. Then we work with Nomo Sapiens to make the art. And well, at least on the project management side, it has been very easy because it's a card game that Detestable Games will be releasing very soon with the license of War for Chicken Island. So this is Regroup Chicken Army. And that's all for now. I think let me check if I have any additional notes. Okay, no. So I cannot check the chat, but thank you for watching. And next week I think Fab will be in here. Thanks everyone.